What is up, Culture Junkies Nation? It's your boy Kenshiro. We're back with another great episode of Culture Junkies Live, episode 214 on the dial. To the right of me is the great Daidakuji. Across from me is the great Mr. GQ. And from remote, we got Fallen Marlboro. What's up, man?
I'm
Guys?
doing rather well. I'm doing rather well. Just catching up on a little bit of Mortal Kombat Endgame. Oh, I'm sorry, Mortal Kombat Aftermath. And just sitting here about to chop it up with you guys. Looking forward to talking about some stuff.
That sounds
Mortal
good.
Mortal Kombat. I tell you, love that game. Not 11 because I haven't played 11, but I do like the rest of the Mortal Kombats, and I am a little bit disappointed that they're doing a $40 purchase to finish the story, or whatever. Specifically, that I just bought the game.
Yeah.
Guess I should have waited.
Well, no, here's the thing. Wait, you bought it for how much?
I think it was like $18.
All right. Well, technically, if you hadn't spent the 18, if you would have just added that 18 to the 40, you could have got the super duper complete edition.
Yeah, or I could have waited till the super duper complete edition was $20.
Well, no, Aftermath ain't gonna be 20 anytime soon. That's all brand new stuff, and they gotta do what they can to recoup their money from having that bundle.
Yeah.
Or for rather than throwing the vault at the gaming developers.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people complain about DLC and just the cost of gaming. It's gonna be expensive. That's just the nature of things. And
Not to go too much off topic, but in this case, come on, they're milking it a little bit much.
Yeah.
It's Warner Brothers, man. They got to make up for all them crappy DC movies they put out.
Hey, we already heard that the
like
Snyder Cut is going to cost more than $30 million anyway. But
Well,
yeah, I have to pay that money anyway. Anyway, gentlemen,
let's run the gamut, man.
yeah, let's run the gamut.
I am Iron Man.
Run the gamut.
All right, so today's run the gamut. You got one first, right? So what do you got?
Yeah. So apparently in wrestling news, because I know we're gonna talk about wrestling a little bit later, but in wrestling news, Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson, WWE Hall of Famer himself, is going to actually be on AEW Dynamite tonight. I think, matter of fact, given the time, he might actually be on there right now. But
Wow.
unlike what they did with WCW, I would like to have the camera on me because I'm awesome. But unlike what they did in WCW, where they gave away the whole thing and made them, change the channel to watch Mick Foley win the title, we want y'all to stay right here and watch us because it ain't really about, AEW. It's about us. But yeah, it's weird though. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. And he's actually showing up on AEW. I don't know why, though. I mean, nobody's really said why he's showing up. It'd be lovely if I could have my camera, though.
Right.
I am a beautiful person and awesome. There you go, global icon and a national treasure. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Act like they don't want to see me anyway, though.
Well, I mean, hey, I got the glasses on. I look sweet.
Wow,
But
okay. Okay.
yeah. So I mean, it's just weird to see Mike Tyson show up on AEW, even though he's a WWE Hall of Famer. But who knows? Maybe he's just trying to promote the fact he's coming back to boxing. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, because I heard he's supposed to be, doing some kind of fight with Tyson Fury. Maybe that rumor is that they signed a deal. But did you hear that Disney Plus is doing a Kingdom Hearts? Well, this is the rumor. A Kingdom Hearts CG TV series. Now,
Are we talking Clone Wars CG or are we talking higher quality than that?
probably higher quality than that, seeing as how Kingdom Hearts has that Square Enix legacy, legacy. So, is it going to end up being, I think some people would love to see that. They already confirmed that some of the insiders have said that Jim Cummings is going to be doing the voices, like some of the other Disney voice actors. Yeah, I know. Some of the legendary Disney voice actors are going to be doing their voices for it. There is no word about what's going to happen with the Square Enix characters. I think it could be very interesting. It would be, I don't know. It would be very interesting to see if they did actually end up doing it because as we all know, the Kingdom Hearts story can be super confusing, and maybe if they do this series, it might end up kind of straightening a lot of that stuff up.
Can they potentially bring in some Star Wars characters?
They could, sure. Why not? Why not? I mean,
if it's going to be on Disney Plus, why not?
Yeah,
I mean,
why not?
Disney.
Same thing for Marvel characters, right? I mean, Big Hero 6, sure.
So that means you can get John McClane in there too, because that's Fox.
I
want John McClane and Sora to team up.
Yeah, you know that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Of course
now
not, but,
you're doing. Now you're going too far.
Just imagine Sora like going through like Nakatomi with John McClane. No,
that would be adult level.
Yeah.
That would be adult level. I would love to
Nakatomi
see that. Yeah. What do you got, Dino?
Well, it's not much, but a video game that came out recently, I think it was a day or two ago, that was pretty awesome. And my buddy and I, Preem, played it for about 5 hours today, I think.
The Binding of
maybe
Isaac?
more. No, not the
it's
Binding
been
of
out.
Isaac.
Yeah,
It's called Minecraft Dungeons. Now, I'm not a Minecraft fan at all.
Mhm.
I love Legos, and I think Minecraft is like virtual Legos almost, except for more stuff.
right.
A lot more stuff because you can build stuff, craft things. But I know nothing about it. But Minecraft Dungeons is Diablo. Literally
really?
Diablo. with
Diablo Minecraft style?
It's it's
Wow.
Minecraft with Diablo, and it's a fun game. You know, you out there freaking finding weapons and armor and putting enchantments on them to do certain things. It's actually a really fun game. So like
Okay.
that's what I got into for like 5-6 hours
Right.
today. Is crazy.
Well, that sounds interesting. But here's a to try and finish it off. Here's something, a little trivia and run the gamut kind of history for you. What came out today, 30 years ago?
Pac-Man. No,
No.
that was 40 years ago, and that was on the 22nd supposedly.
Right.
Today, 30 years ago?
Today, 30 years ago, 1990, March 30th, 1990. I mean, May 30th, 1990.
Well, it wasn't me because I've been on the earth 14 years by then.
Yeah, okay. Well, it was the very first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Or the movie?
The movie
Oh wow!
came out 30 years ago today.
And I remember when my cousin told me there was going to be a Ninja Turtles movie. He's like, man, I was like, man, it's going to be stupid. It's going to look stupid. Come on now. We're going to have Ninja Turtle. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah,
And of course, at the end of that movie, I love being a turtle.
The Henson's Creature Shop, man.
Yeah.
I did not believe
Henson
it
was a
until I
G.
saw it for myself. That's all
Right.
I
You
could say,
you
man.
couldn't
Like,
tell me
wow.
that movie wasn't dope after they actually did that. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Dang, Kyle with the supreme
Ooh.
close up. All right, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, wow.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Well, real
Yeah,
quick, what's
sure.
up to Ace Arcadia, DBL Kink, John P, and Wolverine, Solid X, and Hand of Omega, and Marcus Superior Pryor over there in the chat.
In the chats.
In
What's
the
up,
chat.
fellas?
What's up, everybody?
What's up,
Thank
fellas?
you all for checking in. Appreciate you.
yeah,
It's
so-
Nakatomi infested
yeah.
by xenomorphs. That could happen.
And actually, I would be remiss. I still would want that though. Sora and Mickey going with John McClane through Nakatomi Plaza, that would be dope. But I would be remiss if I didn't address. We're broadcasting on a brand new platform today. Our friend Preem did us a favor and put us on Omelet. So if you guys are watching on Omelet, we appreciate you all. Thank you for watching us today. We hope that you do enjoy the show, and if you do enjoy the show, come and follow us on our social media platforms and our Twitch and our YouTube. The link is in the description.
As they say, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
But we don't want to break these eggs.
I
We
didn't
wanna
say
keep
he was
these
going to break
eggs.
nobody's eggs. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Joker said it, and now I'm saying it.
Okay. All right.
So,
All right, that's cool.
there you go.
All right, so we got some wrestling news to hit for you. It's random fandom time.
Random fandom.
GQ.
All right, so anyway, out of this this other wrestling news, the WWE might be going back to doing live events as early as July 1st. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. They're trying to get back into some stadiums. They're trying to do, with this social distancing thing. It's going to be really weird, though, because think about it. The average WWE crowd in
Yeah.
a regular stadium is about 18,000 people. You can't, I mean, if you're going to make it a limitation of 6 feet between each person,
Mm-hmm.
so that means like probably you talking like you're gonna have to at least two seats between
seats, yeah.
between people,
Mhm.
and then you got to figure out proximity of like how far in front of them can they be. So you're probably cutting your crowd down about a third. So it's
Yeah.
like 6,000 people. Now, granted, 6,000 people is still a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, the wrestlers
And
they get they hype off of the
Right.
crowd, man, and it's gonna be
and
weird.
them ringside seats, forget about it. It's not happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be odd.
Yeah, I've seen those prices before.
Yeah.
Well, no, I ain't gonna lie. There's been wrestling events I could see paying to get ringside. If WrestleMania come here close enough again, I think I'll go ringside because I want one of them chairs.
I mean, granted, I'm not the biggest fan of WWE, but like I do know that it's like a different beast when you're actually at the show.
oh yeah,
Now, I can admit I've been to one, and it's very fun when you're like that. But you know, it's just like I can't see myself spending that much ringside, like even for WrestleMania. Like at least it has to be a company I respect at this point.
Now, did you
Like,
go
I
to
just
a
like
house
the
show or did you do a Raw, SmackDown, or did you do a pay-per-view?
It was a Raw.
It was a
a
Raw.
Monday Night
Okay.
Raw when they were
Okay.
in Chicago.
By how long ago? Back when they were still doing the 3-hour shows or the
Ooh.
2-hour?
No, this was like right before they did that because this was like back when CM Punk was champion.
Oh, and Punk was still around. All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So
nice.
him and Sheamus Sheamus were champions at the same time.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You said how long ago that was?
Yeah, the underdog champs back then.
Right.
But no, I mean, I think that's interesting. But I mean, what do you guys take? Because we've all been at least once to a live event. What do
Yeah.
y'all think it's going to be like with the pandemic, social distancing version of wrestling now?
A lot of
me-
people about to get sick.
I,
You're saying that, oh,
like how?
I'm sitting
Okay, wow.
I'm sitting 2 chairs away from somebody. Okay, you trying to go to the bathroom? You trying to get some freaking nachos? You trying to get some freaking?
I mean, do you
Right.
do we really think they're gonna stick to these social distancing guidelines?
Hell nah, man.
When we see people in Missouri, right?
don't
They're
stick
going
to
to
them
when they
now.
were well,
Because
yeah.
COVID is over, buddy. Because certain people already just said it's over.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like when
It's
you
over.
saw that party at the Lake of the Ozarks,
Yeah.
where in Missouri, and it was like wall to wall people, just like everywhere. They were just everywhere. So, and I can't see a wrestling crowd. I don't know. My mind just can't get wrapped around the possibility that an empty arena is going to be well, I shouldn't say empty. It's going to be like a third capacity for a wrestling show. I mean, yeah, it'll be better than the stuff at the WWE Performance Center, but I don't know. It's just I find it a hard time to believe.
I think it depends on the venue. Because let's put it into perspective. We've all been to Ford Field at least once, right?
Yeah.
Ford Field is huge. We know it because they had a WrestleMania there. So they probably aren't going to be booking that for like a Raw because this is too big a place.
Right.
But if you imagine a place that's of fairly comparable size, everybody spaced out, you could almost set it up in the sense like Dido was saying, like, okay, if you got to get up and use the bathroom, this is theater thing. You got to scoot past people.
Right.
But if you book it, let's say like, okay, every other row is empty. As far as like, you ain't going to feel like you start with row A, that's ringside. Row B is empty. Row C might be the next time you get people, or even maybe even row D.
Right.
So that way you got that much separation in front. Then you could just do the thing, hop over, walk down, an empty a row.
Right.
There's ways to do it. It's just gonna be weird. I think just seeing it on TV because they love hard camera side. They fill it up, make it look great.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be hilarious to see when it's just like, yeah, you got like 40 people in the shot. You know what I'm saying? Versus
Right.
Back when it'd be a couple hundred.
So I got one for you, right? So how much do you want to bet that they start pumping in crowd noise in the arena?
They already do that now.
They do not? Oh, okay.
Dude, Roman
yeah,
Reigns
they've been
shows
doing
up,
that
man. They covered in booze.
Yeah,
They cover his
doing that
booze
for
with
quite a
crowd
while.
noise,
Dude.
dude. Right.
And
Go ahead, Fallen.
I said they've been doing that for a while, especially before SmackDown went live. Like they were doing that for quite some time. Like because I think like it stemmed like after whichever WrestleMania that was when I can't remember which one. It might have been the one 2015. I think it was. This was like around the time when like Fandango like became a thing for a little while, and everybody started doing like the thing, like start doing the dance and shit like on the following Raw, and just like after that, like people have just been trying to just hijack shows like religiously ever since.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, even the beach ball thing they used to do, be throwing beach balls around in the crowd and whatnot, and just little things that people are people. That's always going to happen. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see a wrestling show with that, just basically that empty. Because the empty arena WrestleMania was surreal. Just watching that was like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen, man.
Right.
I could seriously imagine, man. It's like you think you just like try to put on a whole show with it just like no capacity at all? Like you got like the commentary trying to make it exciting and all this other crap, and it's just like there's no there. It's like no one there to fuel the supposed excitement, and it's just I'm like it's I don't know. It's
Yeah,
like I get they did what they had to do, but at the same time, it's just like oof.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Marcus Pryor said he still has Bobby Lashley's shirt from the third live Raw that he went to. It's been over 10
Nice.
years. Man, that's cool. That's cool.
Nice.
King to King says people in Missouri are strong.
So hey, not to like to keep it on wrestling because we still got a little more time to talk about wrestling as a topic.
Mhm.
You know, forgive me, I haven't been watching wrestling that much. So I'm not
According
as
to the
familiar.
ratings, nobody's been watching wrestling that much,
Wow,
but that's all right.
damn, that's kind of a low blow. But
Hey, it's the- hey.
but anyway, so obviously this past week we had two tragedies befall the wrestling world. Chad Gaspard, heroically preferred his son be
save his son.
rescued.
Yep.
Save his son, and then also well, she was half Indonesian, half Japanese. What was it? What was her name?
Kimura,
Hana, I believe.
Hana, yeah, Hana
Yeah.
Kimura.
Hana Kimura,
Yeah.
killed herself tragically. And both of those people had, outpouring of, emotion from a lot of people. But it helps someone like me who hasn't really been watching wrestling. Like I know Hana Kimura she was more in the Japanese circuit, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then but Shad was a
Shad was former WWE,
Former
yeah.
WWE. Like, what era was he in, and like who was he with?
He was during right around time when John Cena was getting big and all that. He was
okay.
he was part
Like
of
mid to late 2000s.
Yeah, it was him and JTG.
Crime Time.
Yeah, Crime
Crime
Time.
Time.
Yeah, that was the Crime
That was
Time
their
group. Yeah.
that was their tag team. Okay.
Yeah. So he had been out of the game for a little bit, but I mean, at the same, again,
Yeah.
been WWE, you're always
Your
gonna
family.
be, yeah. So that was a real, again, both of them are messed up situations either
They
way
are.
it goes, because she was kind of driven to commit suicide based on like a lot of negative social media backlash for something.
Cyberbullying,
Yeah.
they call.
And-
Yeah.
I want to know.
It was something
like
from what I understand. I don't know like the full details, but I know it supposedly stemmed from something that happened on this reality show in Japan called Terrace House.
yeah,
And
yeah,
she was
canceled.
and I heard
Did they get canceled? They got canceled because of this?
They, from what I understand, they're canceling it, like following this whole thing. I
Okay.
don't know if they're canceling the whole show or just canceling the season, but
Yeah.
it stems from her on being on that show and something, and I don't know the full details, but apparently folks were just relentless after that, and it's a tragedy because she was so young.
Yeah, she was
Right.
like
She was only
22.
She was
Yeah.
22, and I don't understand even what was the point of even bullying her. I mean, like people just are so they're twisted.
Dude, have you
man.
not heard that this what do they call her? Is a grandma gamer that plays Skyrim. She was getting bullied for playing Skyrim. She's pulling back from streaming and whatnot now. She's like an 82-year-old grandma that likes video games playing. It's just there's something wrong with just people. And
Well, again, we had talked about this during your social distanced barbecue that you had during Memorial Day, and we were all 20 feet away from each other. we was being extra responsible. People like to gatekeep, and people do not, for whatever dumb reason, they get stuck on their fandom has to be done their way, and. I joke around a lot about
Right.
how the way things should be, but in all seriousness, I understand that I'm me, you're you. You got your opinions, you got what you like, I got what I like, and some people just can't seem to understand that it's like, you're a gamer regardless of if you are playing on a phone, playing on a console, playing on a PC. Playing VR, playing whatever. You're playing games.
Absolutely.
And for an 82-year-old woman to be into gaming like that, people should appreciate that.
I think it's
because
wonderful.
because it's
Exactly.
like you always hear, oh well, games are for kids. And
Kids.
it's like, no.
Exactly.
Here's this grandma that's up in here enjoying herself, having fun playing. What right do you have to
take
talk
that away
trash
from her.
about anything she's doing? She's enjoying herself.
Exactly.
Mine's your business. Stay in your lane
Stay
over
in your
here.
lane.
Let her have her lane here. She's good.
People can't understand that at all. It's just if it's not hurting me, keep your mouth shut.
Right.
I don't understand why people can't do that.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
So we heard about bring it back to the whole Mike Tyson thing.
Like I said, I mean, I think I don't even think it's really an issue. It's just, I think what it is like, and it's probably a Vince thing. It's like once Vince like puts people on some type of pedestal in WWE, he wants them to stay
Oh yeah,
locked into WWE.
of
So
course.
he gave, he put Tyson in the Hall of Fame a couple years back, and it's just like, well, but Tyson about to show up on AEW, big, and again. Tyson coming into WWE way back in the Attitude Era was that's what kicked off the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So it's like you move now. It's like here's your Attitude Era icon going on the competition basis. Now again, I don't know why he's there. Like you said, it might be the Tyson Fury. Is it Tyson Fury? Yeah, it might be the Tyson Fury fight potential. Hype or whatever. But it's just hilarious to see. This icon from WWE standpoint showing up on the direct competition on their live show.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it is what it is. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, I kind of see it as just, kind of going where there's a lot of up and coming stuff going on and like big, because AAW's been drawing up a lot of hype like actually since they launched for the most part. And there's a lot of potential there, whereas WWE is kind of like, I mean, it's there, but it's kind of like one of those things, because if you really notice, not a lot of people are really showing back up in WWE a whole lot. So it's like, I don't know, WWE as a whole just kind of just has this weird stigma to it, to where it's like, unless you're just like the super company guy, it's like a lot of guys like who were like staples like aren't really returning all that much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, I mean, as big of a supporter as The Rock has tried to been or whatever, especially with his daughter like being in development. I mean, when was the last time we seen him on a WWE show?
Like I said, I think in all honesty, and here's where, and just to wrap it up before we switch topics, I think the older crew, your Austins, your Rock, those guys, they came up in the era where it was fly by the seat of your pants, read the crowd. No, for real, they read the crowd. No scripted promos. Just like, if you that good on the mic, you that good on the mic. Like they came from that, because you saw that one where Austin came in early when they was trying to keep the ratings up in front of no crowd at all. He was floundering because it's like he
couldn't play off nobody.
Feeds off the crowd. The what chant comes off of the crowd.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So it's like
what?
It's like you sitting there saying what, and the only people there is the cameraman and the couple of guys at the announce desk. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
but it's not gonna be the same. And plus, why would you bring The Rock back to an empty arena? That would just be a complete waste of the money. That'd be a waste of the check you paying them.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna get some great TV pop, but
sure, but that's
they ain't putting no butts in physical seats. You need butts in physical seats to get that money.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
all right.
I just cracked up because Marcus Pryor in the chat said they said they're afraid of Seth injuring them.
Yeah, Seth Rollins need to be a little bit more careful. Dude, Nia Jax just injured somebody recently.
Did she?
Kyrie Sane.
Yeah.
The girl that used to have the pirate gimmick.
Oh.
So yeah, she got injured by Nia Jax. They had to stop the taping and then finish the match. You know how they were doing; they were taping it anyway.
Yeah.
But so whatever.
Well, I guess Seth better be careful before he injures his unborn child. So
I don't
just,
say all that.
I'm just saying he might want to start playing with kid gloves. Anyway, people, that was a nice topic on wrestling. It's time for This Week in Gaming.
This Week in Gaming.
You get to unmute.
You're live.
Hi, everybody. I hope you had a good time watching This Week in Gaming. I know the best game in that montage was, I'm going to tell you, Superman 64, baby.
Gonna say that.
Yeah,
Knew your ass was
baby.
gonna say that.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
I'm
by
just
far
joking.
the best super game I've ever played.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. All right, now
No,
look.
I mean,
The best
there's
super game
a
I
lot of
never
other games.
played.
that was
Man.
on
Whatever.
par.
Wait, hey,
The
hold
best
on. I may have made that nice statement earlier about enjoying other people's fandom. However, the caveat is Superman 64 is not to ever be enjoyed by anybody. Seriously, because that
shit
game was
hurt
terrible.
me so
Oh,
bad.
goodness.
That game hurt me so bad because you know how big a Superman fan
Yeah, you
I am.
wanted it to be good.
I wanted
didn't
it to be good so bad. And I was so excited. And I was like, oh man, a Superman game on 64. And then I loaded up that first song. I'm like, the fuck are these rings, dude?
you? Here's when you know. Here's when you know a game is bad because it was brought out by that company Titus.
Uh-huh.
If you let that game sit, the demo crashes. How in the world you make a game and you ain't error check it long enough to just turn it on, let it sit there for a second to see what happens with the
Bro.
demo? Superman gets stuck in the freaking opening demo. I'm
Bro,
like, are you kidding
I
me?
know what
dude?
it is, okay? Whoever's the CEO of the freaking movie portion of WB right now was in charge of making sure that game came out. He's like, just get it out. I don't care what it looks
Right,
like, plays
right,
like.
right.
You just need to get that game out there.
There was literally no quality control in this game, right?
Like some of their
'Cause-
movies.
Y'all
I mean, I'm sorry to hate on them. I know people out there enjoy DC movies. There's nothing wrong with them. I enjoy some of them too. I do get entertained by them. We're just poking fun because
It's easy.
Yeah, it is kind of
Well,
easy.
it is easy, and when GQ made that comment about a few minutes ago, I had to hold myself. I almost did a spit take, and it was flying in your direction.
Yeah, I know.
have to
I was
tell you.
so glad. Different
I had
universe.
to
Darian got
keep
all
the bottle
wet.
in
Like,
my
oh
mouth,
my
'cause,
god,
dude, I was about to do a
what's
spit
going
take.
on?
But no, man. I mean, that game hurt me so bad. But let's not.
Well, no, you don't want to pile on that one. I mean,
Right,
you had Watch Dogs in there, which was. I ain't gonna lie, Watch Dogs when they first demoed it looked amazing,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then you
it
got
was-
the actual product. It was like, dang, y'all just neutered it.
Right.
Y'all took it to Bob
See,
Barker.
you know
was like,
what?
spade us and neutered it.
See, I played it without having much to reference it to because I
Mhm.
didn't see like the when they presented it at E3, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I'm playing it I'm just like, this looks interesting. I'm playing it. I thought it was a decent game for what I've played. I never finished it. I actually still have it. I still haven't gone like back and played it and try to finish the story or anything like that. But I thought it was okay.
I think
Thought
the
it was
premise of
decent.
it was always good, but I think that kind of that false advertising that we got on Watch Dogs kind of just soured people on it because it
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, wasn't it? I think it was at the
Yeah.
time the thing was a lot of the higher res textures were locked, but like
Yeah.
forcibly locked by the developers. And I
Yeah.
remember the PC version, some patch makers were trying to actively undo that, and then when they unlocked it, they were like, "Yeah, this game is, it looks better," but it's like, why would they forcibly lock this down and make it look
they
worse?
were trying to. They were. I think Watch Dogs came out near the beginning of this particular console cycle with
Yeah.
the newer systems. So
Roughly.
they were trying. Yeah, they were trying to make it seem like the newer systems were on par with PC, and it's like, dude, we know that they're not. Just it's gonna look better on PC. We get
Right.
it. The console versions are gonna be what they are, but.
Right.
Again,
Just
developers try
optimize
to,
the damn game.
right, exactly. But developers
Right.
try to, work that little bit of magic there. What did y'all think about Detroit Become Human, though?
Didn't
Detroit
play it.
It was a game that I really wanted to play because obviously I love Quantic Dream games. I loved Heavy Rain. Thought Heavy Rain was really cool. But Detroit Become Human, obviously because we live in Detroit, in the Detroit area, that kind of had a special place in my heart because I wanted to see how much of Detroit, the essence of Detroit, they were going to capture in this type of setting. And I think you saw it in the trailer that they, there were some very recognizable scenes of downtown Detroit and even driving up and down some of the more urban desolate parts of Detroit. I recognize some of those houses, but the game itself, I think, was pretty fantastic.
Okay.
Even though I never really got to play it, but I mean, I've wanted to play it because visually, I thought it was stunning.
How many
And-
people in the chat want to see the two Super Detroit fans, Great Kuji and Kenshiro, run through Detroit?
Well, you know, I'm a
Become
Detroit homer. I would love to do that.
Human? Yeah,
I'll
give
run
us
through
give
it.
us a thumbs up in the chat if you would like
give
to
me
see
a thumbs
that.
up, and
That would be
I'll make that.
interesting for you
I'll
guys.
make that one of the next games. That
Yeah,
I stream.
because here's what I want though. I want RoboCop assault on Old Detroit. That's what I want. I want somebody to make that game.
Old school RoboCop or new school or new RoboCop?
Old school only. Come on now. That new RoboCop.
I hated that? I love that. I love that.
That new RoboCop had
No one
coolness to it.
wants to acknowledge the new RoboCop.
I liked
because
it.
No,
I loved it.
No, the
Obvious
new
reasons.
RoboCop was all right.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
It wasn't terrible, but it could have been way better.
I thought it was great.
Here's the thing: the new RoboCop movie was fun. It just we all, especially around these parts, because again, it was supposed to be putting shine on Detroit in the worst possible light. Anyway, that was weird, but it was
course.
still Detroit. So
Right.
the old
OCP.
RoboCop, the old RoboCop it has its own nostalgia feel to it. The new one
No, it does.
was fun though.
Yeah. I
the
love that OCP was in the Rensen.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
But
that was
what
awesome.
What was the other game that was on there? It was earlier. Blur. Now,
Blur.
that one I was unfamiliar with.
Yeah, Blur was the arcade racer, and I think it came out, and I want to say right at the height of the Fast and the Furious hype when it first came out, because it kind of reminded me a lot of that. It was trying to blend the whole Tokyo midnight club kind of like nighttime lifestyle, fast cars, flashy cars, but they mixed in arcade weaponry. Where I guess you could do
Well, I would say
weapons or some
Mario
shit.
Kart weaponry because you
Mario
can
Kart.
shoot missiles and speed boosts and all that other stuff similar to Mario Kart where you drive over certain
Yeah,
what do you call it?
It ain't no
Icons.
burnout.
Power up, yeah.
yeah.
So
It ain't no burnout though.
So it was Death Race.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. They tried to do it with Lance Evos and Lancer Evos
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Oh,
Infamous
Yeah.
is one of those games that
Infamous
Yeah.
was the game. Was
yeah,
that game?
I love
that
it.
game.
That's a game I can say
Yeah.
I own it, I played it,
beat
and I beat it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Trifecta.
Marcus Pryor out of the chat talking about he wants a game based in Miami. You got Grand Theft Auto Vice
Yeah.
City.
Vice City,
So
man.
you
I
got
don't
Vice
want to
City.
hear
That's-
that.
That's
How
all the
many
Miami
games
you
are in
need.
Miami?
Right.
Yeah,
There's
Vice
Hotline
City.
Miami. Yeah.
Yeah, Hotline Miami.
Friggin' Need for Speed Heat.
Yeah. It was in
Right.
Miami.
Yeah, Marcus Pryor, you got your Miami fix.
There's like 2 games in Detroit. Like one I don't know
well, no,
and-
Midnight Club 3
had
had a
a
Detroit
A
area.
level.
Yeah.
level.
A
Yeah.
level. We get a level.
Yeah.
Detroit does not get enough love, and
No.
I'm sorry to say for you Americans out there that if it was no Detroit and it's the way it is,
We'd have lost the World War.
we would have lost a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Detroit
Yeah.
put the United States on the map of the world.
That's true.
Period.
Techno was born here.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that was
Right.
born here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Motown.
We taught Michael Jordan how to play basketball, how to play winning basketball. Taught him how to play winning basketball. We did that here. That
All
was
right,
here.
so let's see. So Detroit's helped out Chicago. Detroit's helped out every city that has cars in it.
That's right.
The whole world has cars.
That's right.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true. That is true. I mean,
Yeah.
the
I mean,
Japan's
you
made
guys
some
were the-
cars.
Yeah,
No, I'm
I
not
was-
saying not making no cars, and cars were around before Detroit, but we freaking got them.
Well, we automated this.
Yeah,
we
got it automated where
Yeah.
where everybody could have one.
Yeah, no,
It
we
created
got
the middle class because people were having jobs in that industry that wasn't just farming anymore.
Right.
People were coming
No, that's true.
to
All right,
so it
all
created
right.
the middle
Bring it
class.
back,
Sorry,
bring it
I
back.
bought my high horse. You leave me alone right now. I'm
bring it
riding.
Technically, why Motown is called Motown.
Right. So,
Fur trade and also music.
yeah, we also had Teen Titans was the first game that was on there.
I didn't play that one.
I didn't play it
neither
either.
did
I
I.
played I got my daughter's the Game Boy Advance version of that game, which I think a lot of people said was the superior version of this because the one that came out it was on PS2 when it first came out, and it was 2-player, even though but you guys shared control of all the Titans. So like you could switch between Robin, Beast Boy, Starfire, Cyborg.
So is it
right?
X-Men Legend style? Because at least that's how that
No.
one looked. So different.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
No.
Unfortunately,
Look,
you
it
could.
kinda,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was saying it looked like that one Batman beat 'em up game they made for PS2 that I played. It didn't like. Was it Rise?
The Rise of
Sun
Sinzu?
Oh,
or
God.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
what it
remember that.
reminded me of. And I tried playing it. It looked fun at first, but I actually played the game. It really didn't take.
Yeah, I think it looked more fun than it actually ended up being.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Wolverine out in the chat asking if anybody's played with RoboCop and MK11. I only did his fatality. I did fatality training with him. I didn't even actually play him
Which
yet.
one is the one where he punches through?
I
the
watched him.
shotgun with the
No, there's Cobra Gun one with the at 209. I did. That was the one that was the one they give you for free. The other one you got to either find or just look it up online and do it.
Oh,
So Yeah.
Good thing you don't have to buy it.
I saw his friendship,
Oh goodness, what's his friendship? Just so I can know.
him busting out the robot, apparently. So
Oh,
wow.
no!
Wow.
All right, fair
there
enough.
you go.
That's so bad. That's so
RoboCop doing the
bad.
robot.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's so
Wow.
bad.
Whatever, it's a friendship. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
corny.
Yes. That's,
Yeah, all
that's
friendships are
super
corny.
Yep.
Like putting a little shrimp on a Barbie.
Yeah.
With the Kano.
That's super corny.
Well,
Yeah, man.
I
That's such an Australian stereotype.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Mortal Kombat was all most early fighting games was all stereotypes if you really think
They
about
were.
it.
Mm.
So
They were.
all right, well, that
Yeah.
was
Oh
fun.
man, but
Let
yeah,
y'all take over.
now no, we can't forget about Infamous now.
We talked
Well, we
about
talked
it.
about Infamous. You missed
Did
it,
we?
did you?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
what's
share
your
take
what you got on Infamous?
Yeah, we
Well,
talked about it.
I would say that it was definitely one of the cooler concepts where it kind of takes the superhero genre and do like the whole like choice of good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
And basically that was like one of the first games I played that did that. And I thought it was, and it kind of sort of set a trend for a while because quite a lot of bit of games did that. I know Fable was like one of the first games to do that, but like I don't know, it was something about Infamous that just really
Well,
just
Fable and
really-
KOTOR.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
KOTOR actually did it first, where you could literally take your
Okay,
character and you could either be as evil as you want or be as good as you want,
Yeah.
or you could stay
Right.
right in the middle. It was literally one of the first games to do that.
Yeah, and then at the end of the game, they were like, "No, you're this person now."
Right.
So like,
Wait a minute,
but
you just took
I
the
went,
choice away.
right. It's like I went through the whole game being
The
evil
evilest of
and,
the evil.
right. I went through the whole game turn
Yeah.
my skin charcoal gray.
Right, and then at the end of the game, you gonna automatically just flip me to the light side, What?
Right. I'm like
Come
I'm
on.
dark side.
Yeah,
Man.
no,
My
yeah.
character was named Darth Payne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Come on,
And
man.
Marcus probably in the chat said it won the war with Prototype.
Prototype
Which
was
Prototype,
was
I
actually
like.
fun.
did.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Prototype. At least the first one. I
Yeah,
like the
Prototype's
first
pretty
Prototype.
good.
I have the second one,
Yeah.
but I haven't played it.
Yeah, I didn't
like the
I didn't
first
even bother with the second one. The first one, I really enjoyed.
Second was okay. Second was okay, but it was kind of like just more of the same, just with like a few more upgrades. So-
Unfortunate.
Well,
That's
while y'all are
unfortunate.
getting all sidetracked, we're gonna let y'all continue this conversation down there in the chat.
Absolutely.
'Cause we're gonna move
Mhm.
on.
We're gonna move on to the poll. Let's talk some anime.
Oh,
Mixed reactions.
All right, people. So today's poll for this week was all around the spring anime season. Now we listed 10 shows that are still broadcasting because COVID-19 has hit the anime industry hard, much like everybody else. A lot of shows that originally were supposed to air through the spring anime season, like Food Wars: The Fifth Plate, aired 2 episodes and then ceased production. Boruto, who has been in filler hell for the better part of like 2 or 3 years, completely stopped even showing new episodes. Which you that tells you know how bad it is if Boruto can't even do fillers in the midst of a panic in the midst of an epidemic. Anyway, so we've got 5 of the top 5 shows that people are watching right now in the spring anime season was voted on by Culture Junkie Nation. So Dido, if you wouldn't mind, give me what was 5? What was the 5th?
Which is kind of odd because I forgot that this even came out, and I liked the original one. It was Fruits Basket.
Fruit Basket. Yeah,
Fruits
Fruits
Basket.
Basket. Yeah. Now, Fruits Basket was a very popular show with young ladies.
I was popular with me, and I ain't no young lady.
Oh,
I enjoyed the show.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say that boys can't watch shoujo anime or read shoujo manga.
That's what it
That's
sounds
not
like
what
to
I'm
me.
saying. That's not what I'm trying to say. I swear that's not what I'm trying to say.
It might
There's
not be
no-
what it might
there's
not
no
be what you're
sexist
trying to
here.
say. That's what you're saying, though.
That's okay.
Super Saiyan.
Please, go on. Why did? Okay, never mind. But anyway, this is the remake of Fruits Basket, and that was part of the reason why I find it interesting. I think a lot of shows are starting to be remade in anime now, and are coming back out with new animation, which is weird. If they're gonna do that, honestly, if there's one shoujo manga I want them to remake and reanimate, I want Fushigi Yugi.
Yeah,
I want Fushigi Yugi. I need to get that back.
I like Fushigi.
Yeah,
Yugi.
Fushigi Yugi was great.
One day I'm gonna have to take my wife and strap her down to the chair downstairs.
She hasn't watched it.
And keep her eyeballs like.
Stop!
toothpick 'em
No,
open.
stop!
I don't know if she can get into that because one of the things is like, I don't remember if it was too sappy or not.
Dude, it's the never-ending story, anime style,
Yeah,
shoujo anime style. Are you kidding?
Definitely was, but I'd like to strap her down and
Well,
get her watch it. I wonder if she would
Hand
like
of
it.
Omega had a question. He said, he loved the original Fruits Basket. Is this new one any good?
Don't know. I can't.
I don't
tell you,
know.
watch
It seems to be fairly popular with a lot of the viewers, so
Okay.
I would like to say yes, it probably is. What's number 4?
Number 4 is something also I have not heard of because unfortunately I'm behind on my stuff. It's called My Life as a Villainess. All routes lead to doom.
Now, this is another, obviously the anime staples. The anime is got a trope that seems to be very prevalent, and that's isekai, which is
it's
another
another
world.
isekai.
It's another isekai,
boy.
but it's starring a girl that basically is being cast as a villain, basically, and all roads lead to doom. It seems to be fairly popular with a lot of the watchers. It's kind of caught on. It's a little too cutesy for my taste.
2 episodes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna add it on.
yeah. So it's a little too cutesy for my taste, but I know a lot of people really like it, and obviously from the poll, it's the number 4 most watched show on our list. What's number 3?
Number 3 is Kaguya-sama. Love is a
No,
war.
wait a minute. Why is that 3? I need to know why that's 3 because Kaguya-sama is hilarious. Have you started watching it yet?
No.
You haven't watched it? Oh, dude, you gotta start watching it.
So much
man.
anime,
Yeah.
not enough time.
I don't want to hear that.
I'm gonna tell you.
I don't want to
though,
hear that.
I've started watching number 2 and number 3. So.
Okay, so number two and number 1, basically.
That's what I
right?
mean. Excuse me.
So I get
number
it.
2 and number 1.
Yeah, so number 2 and number 1. So I know what number 2 and number 1 are, but and so I understand it, but I still wouldn't put I would put 1 above above Kaguya-sama, but I wouldn't put 2 above Kaguya-sama. But Kaguya-sama is hilarious, man. And the second season came back even better than the first season.
Right,
I think
I'm gonna add that one too.
You need to watch it.
I'll
It's in the watch. It's on the Watchtower. You need to watch it.
And it's what? Okay, first season's 12 episodes. I can
Yeah,
have that.
it's 12 episodes, and then the second season is already like 7 episodes deep. So,
All right, before you go to
yeah.
number 2, we got
Yeah.
an emergency in the chat.
What's the emergency?
King Takeem says that his wife refuses to watch anime with me. It's my only shame in regards to her. Now, look, if you want to start her off, you want to ease her into the anime, so you start her off with Fist of the North Star,
No.
Ninja Scroll,
No.
and Wicked City. Get those 3 anime in, and she'll watch anything else you ever want to see in life.
No.
Start with those 3.
No.
Be like, look, sit down. Be like, wife,
No.
I need you to sit down and enjoy. Look, this is growth and building for the 2 of us.
Right.
So I need you to sit down and enjoy some of the things I enjoy.
Honestly, one of the best things about anime for real is that there is literally something for everybody out there. You just have to look for it.
Ninja Scroll,
Wow,
Fist of the
that's
North
not what I'm
Star, and
saying.
Wicked City.
That's
You have
that's
to
not
be
what I'm
Look,
saying.
look. Now you can do it this
Hold
way.
on, wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead, Fallen.
King to King. Look, when it comes to the wife, you gotta like go something that's more her stable. More than likely, she likes the romance stuff, right? Look for the art.
That's a little stereotype.
I wasn't gonna do that.
Because
I wasn't gonna say
that's
that.
what I was saying about Fushigi. My wife's not a big romance type thing. I tried to watch stuff with her, and if it comes off too cheesy, I look at her face and she just I can't.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So y'all trying to start off the schmoozies.
So if it's cheesy, because she's not like that. Like right now, the anime that she's watched, she loves is Food Wars. You know why? Because she loves food, just like me. And
you go.
we can freaking, if we want to, find the recipes and cook this stuff that's actually in the anime and actually try it out.
So I guess King to King, if we could put it like this, right? So you kind of need to know your wife, and apparently, if you've been married for
Did
any,
you really just say you need to know your wife?
Well, yeah, I'm just
I would
saying.
imagine
this is not a
man-
biblical verse I'm trying to spit here. I'm just saying, it just came across that way. All I'm saying is that you got to know what your wife likes, and apparently, if you've been married to her for any length of time, you should know this by now. So if you know what she likes, kind of try and find anime that kind of fits in that flavor. Does she like comedy? Then find some comedic anime that she might really
get
like.
her great teacher Onizuka. Get her that.
Oh, yeah,
get
that'd be a good one.
Get her that basketball anime. Get her Tenjo Tenge. You know what I'm saying? There's something. Get her Hajime no Ippo.
Oh, yes.
There's a whole bunch of stuff.
There's a whole bunch.
And be like, look, and then also here's the thing. Be like, look, if not, I'm not going to the next spinning class with you.
You know what she needs. You know what she needs to watch? She needs to watch Golden Boy.
Maybe, possibly.
Yeah, she needs to watch Golden Boy.
All right, what's number 2?
Yeah, number 2.
Number 2 is something that I started watching before number 1, and I'm going to say number 2 is probably one of the most oddest is that word, anime that I've watched in recent time. It's called Gleipnir.
Yeah.
and it's about a dude who can transform. And he didn't know that he could do this at first. He doesn't know why he can do this, but he can transform into a furry suit. Just a suit. There's nothing inside of him. And so guess what?
He's completely hollow on the inside.
So he becomes a suit.
He becomes a furry suit. Now he can walk around.
Yeah,
he can move around. He can do stuff. He has super powers. He can super smell, but he's hollow on the inside. And then he meets a girl that can get inside of him.
That's
And
such
it's
a
like
reversal.
it is so.
Yeah.
And it's almost like when they get, well, at least the first time they did it, it was like a mech anime because you're seeing her stuff and she's controlling them to beat this person up, and I'm just like, what the hell am I watching?
But you have to admit, it's interesting.
It is.
It gets interesting
because you find out what's going on, and everybody that talks to this one person or finds a special item, I gotta give too much away, gets some kind of superpower. Not everybody's does that. It's basically what everyone. He did not do that. Somebody else did it for him. And he's like, what the heck is going on? Because he doesn't know why he's doing this.
Yeah.
Anything. He's trying to find out what's going on.
Yeah, and it's a lot of mystery surrounding the girl, Claire, and her seeking revenge on these monsters that she comes to find out exist in this world.
And this is called what?
Gleipnir. It's basically Gleipnir is a I remember it's about a wolf in Norse mythology or something like that.
I mean, it sounds that actually sounds like it has a little bit of a fun concept.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's not bad, but the only problem I have is the stupid anime tropes where the guy, like the girl, she's a little bit more.
She's freaky, dude.
Outgoing.
She's
and like when
freaky.
he first goes up to her apartment, she starts taking her
She's
clothes off,
freaky.
and this guy's freaking out. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Bro,
That's Japanese.
I know,
that's-
but it's
yeah.
like it's
You know.
it's just the trope
This girl's
that
a
you
freak.
very rarely see a guy like, okay, this is not saying he's trying to get with her or whatnot. It's just like, okay, this is happening. Let's figure out what's going on. I'm not gonna freak out about her because like
that is the one trope in anime that I cannot stand. The main character that is like a simp and a punk ass, but all the girls want him. I just don't get it. I hate that trope. I'm just saying.
That's how
Classic
Golden Boy
harem.
did it because Golden Boy started off.
Kitaro was cool though.
But no,
man.
I understand that. But the thing is, he always, for example, he had the Office episode where he goes in there and all the girls was like, kicking him to the curb.
Yeah.
And then like he liked that one boss, and then she didn't really like him until he basically like turned their computer system into like
Something
Mac
better.
OS 10 or something.
Yeah.
I'm just like with a recycle bin.
Yeah.
I'm like this is all he had to do to get in y'all's pants. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, but he leaves before.
Right. And
you can seal the
they're all
deal.
trying to chase him down
Yeah,
afterwards.
it was just weird, man.
Yeah, it was, but no, Gleipnir is really good, and I'm very interested to see where it goes from here.
What's number one?
Number
one is called
Tower of God.
And
I had a feeling that was gonna win anyway.
I just started watching it. I finished episode 5 recently, and I don't understand the hype. I'm flat out. I don't understand the hype because as of right now, it just seems like another anime that's about some kind of tournament is going on. Now, granted, you don't know who this character really is. His motivation by episode 5, he finds who he's looking for. So, like, okay, what's gonna keep me or keep it going? I want to see what's gonna keep it going. And like, I mean, the biggest issues I think is trying to find out who he is. And really, what is this place? Because I don't think they really explained what this place is. Like, are the people alive? Are they dead? Or what's going on?
I think Tower of God. Part of the allure of Tower of God is it's a very popular webtoon. Like webtoon is a platform where you can read a bunch of original manga or original. I think people can all across the world can do it.
Well,
but it is Korean in origin. Yes, it is Korean in origin. But Tower of God is one of the more popular webtoon comics ever. And part of the reason why for that is because I think it's the characters. The characters themselves, and I think you've noticed that it's not just fully centered around Bam, even though Bam is the main character.
Yeah.
But part of it is that you got Kun, you got Hats, you got Anak, who's the little lizard girl.
Anak.
Yeah.
That's child in Tagalog.
And then the alligator dude, Rock, he's cool.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. But there's a lot. The characters in Tower of God is what kind of sets it off. But as the story goes along, I think things get even better. And supposedly one of the characters that is really, really popular is Princess Yuri, and she's only appeared in one episode. Like, actually, no, 2 episodes.
Yeah,
altogether.
she hasn't done much.
Yeah, she hasn't done much, but apparently she's a super popular character. But Tower of God is very good, is very interesting, and I think it's only going to get better. I think it's still only slated for 12 episodes for this season, but it's going to get there's going to be more. There's going to be more to follow up, I think, very shortly afterwards. With Tower of God. So, and I'm sure in the chat, I know Marcus Superior Pryor has been a super big fan of Tower of God, and so is King Takeem. Both of them are probably in the chat going crazy, talking about why Tower of God is really good. And I'm sure even on The Power Is Yours, when we turn it over to them, they'll talk more about why we need to hang in with Power of God. They ain't got to sell me because I'm sold.
I'm gonna keep watching it.
Yeah.
We got to get intervention for King Takeem's wife, though.
We do.
That's
we do.
I can't
Yes,
understand.
yes, that needs to happen.
Yeah, no, we do.
Has she ever watched Voltron?
The original?
Yeah,
Did she grow up with it?
Yeah, we need to know. We need to know where her.
Yeah, you know what? When the
is,
Power Zeros come along, we'll come up with a plan for an anime intervention plan for King Takeem's wife.
Yeah.
I think that's a good. I think that would be a good.
You can
one.
make her cry with Your Lie in April.
Anyway, that was the poll. I want to thank everybody out there in Culture Junkie Nation for voting on the poll. But we're going to go on to the main event, talking about the spring's anime. What was the best?
The main event.
All right, so the main event today is all about the best spring anime, and obviously that poll kind of fed into that. For me, Tower of God is the best. When it comes out.
There you go. How about that?
Yeah, it's probably better now. Operator error back there. Operator error.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. She's we
Glitch
anyway.
in the Matrix.
Glitch in the Matrix. Anyway, I was saying that Tower of God, it comes out every single Wednesday, and when it comes out, I have to watch it on my lunch break. Like I have to watch it. It's appointment viewing for me. I have to do it. You talked about Gleipnir is yours, but we had a lot of.
Gleipnir's not mine.
It's not
dude.
your-
It's no, it's not.
Okay, so what's your favorite for the spring then? That you
I don't really have one. I'm watching both of them because I'm interested in seeing where they're going.
If you had to pick, which one would it be?
It's hard to say because, like I said, I literally watched the episode before I came over here, and it's just like it reminds me of like Hunter x Hunter a little bit, where it's just like people with special powers trying to do some stuff, and it's just like I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. I don't get the hype. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying the hype about it. Like everybody's, this is like the greatest, and it's just like, okay, tell me why. I don't hate what I'm seeing at all. It's just that
you just don't get it.
It's just it doesn't seem as extraordinary. It's not extraordinary. It's not out of the ordinary to me. It's just another anime that I'm watching. So like, and Gleipnir is just weird. I'm watching that. Like both of them I'm watching because I want to find out what's going on. That's the biggest thing. When I watch something, I want to see what's going on. Either it's entertaining me or they have a story that I feel is worth me to continue watching, and they both do.
And how many? How many anime recently have even done that? That you could say is really caught your attention and be like, okay, I want to keep watching this because I got to know.
I mean, dude,
that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm saying.
Most pops off the top of my head is Kaiji. Kaiji, he was a friggin' gambler, and this, like, okay, so I watched this movie that I thought was supposed to be about something else, and it was called Animal World. It was on Netflix, if I remember correctly. And I thought it was supposed to be like a kung fu movie. It had this clown that was like friggin' murking people. And then I watched the movie. It has nothing to do with that. The movie's about a dude who, because his mom is in the hospital, wants to find out a way to save her, so he goes in this gambling boat. And he also has like these psychological problems. So when he gets upset, he imagines himself as a clown beating people up. And he's used to beating up aliens.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he gets on this boat, and they friggin' is gambling, and the gambling is rock, paper, scissors, cards.
Right.
And there's certain rules and all this other stuff. And then I started looking up Animal World, and it said it was based off this anime called Kaiji. So I'm like, all right, let me look at Kaiji. Almost the same thing, but they took out that craziness stuff. Excuse me if anybody is, mentally, I'm not trying to put you down, but like the mental, stuff like that. It's just that's not in the movie or in the anime at all. It's him he's actually like a piece of shit. Like in the beginning, he's going around stabbing people's, like people who has Mercedes or whatnot. He's just stabbing their tires just because he's like, these people got money and I don't, man. Fuck you. And
Well, maybe he's a BMW fan.
He doesn't say what he just says that people got money. He's going around doing that. So his thing is just he's gambling to try to get money. And he's not a really great guy. And that is interesting because I wanted to see how he's going to get out of this situation because like the